Hi everybody, Carissa here with Inky Fairy Designs for Blitzy's creative team, and today we're going to be creating some simple shapes in our art journal using a variety of paints and texture. And I'm working in my Canson Mixed Media XL journal, and I'm following Dina Wakley's art journal Courage book. There's a section on drawing simple shapes, and this is something that I've been wanting to try and kind of just break out of my fear of adding my own drawings to my art journal pages rather than using stamps. So it's something that I'm experimenting with, and this book has helped me tremendously to kind of not be afraid of doing that and to try new things. And it's an excellent book for anybody who's interested in mixed media and learning more about techniques and supplies and how the mediums work together and how to build pages with layers. So really enjoy this book as well as her other book, Art Journal Freedom. So you can see I prepped my page first by using some Liquitex gesso, white gesso, and just a very thin layer using an old gift card to apply that. And now I'm taking some dilutions paints in fresh lime, and I added that to my page with a palette knife, and then I took a baby wipe and a stencil and rubbed off some of that paint to create some pattern underneath. I forgot to record my or push record on my camera, so missed the part where I added some dilutions paints in vibrant turquoise, but I used the same technique with the palette knife, and now I'm going in again with that same baby wipe and pulling out some of that color to reveal the texture of this stencil that I'm using now. So this is a really cool technique, something that I learned. I think it talks about it in the book, in Dina Wakley's book, so very cool. And now I'm taking another stencil and some dilutions ink sprays in white linen and adding some texture there. I let it dry overnight, and now I'm going to go in and do some of the simple drawings. So I started with, this is literally the first time I've ever drawn in my journal. You can see I kind of practiced on my scrap paper over there, and I just decided to go with some simple leaf shapes. These are very easy to create, and I'm using my Stabilo 3-in-1 Woody. Dina Wakley really talks about like a Stabilo pencil. I don't have that one, but I thought this would work just as well. It's the same kind of product. So now I'm going in and I'm filling in the leaves with some titanium white paint by Golden, and this is just going to kind of cover up that background so the paint that I put on top will show through a lot better. And you can see that Stabilo pencil, it is activated with wet medium, so I'm getting some shading, and I'm getting some of that just by the paint going by it. So you want to be careful not to get too much paint on it, because it'll just turn black or muddy. So I decided to add some of the nickel azo gold. Didn't really like that, so I'm going to go back over it with the magenta quinacridone magenta by Golden. Such a pretty pink, dark pink red. Love that color, and it really contrasts well with the greens and the blues. So like I said, I was really inspired by the Art Journal Courage book, and that's where this page developed from. So there's you can follow right along in the book and learn, and then apply the techniques with your own, like as you get better, you'll start using those techniques in your journals without following like step by step. So now I'm going, and I wanted to darken up those lines, so I'm taking taking a Faber-Castell Big Pit pen, and I just outlined my leaves. Now that I've got them all painted in, I'm adding some just some doodling in the inside, just adding some dashes, and I'm just using a ballpoint pen to do all of my journaling. And it works pretty well over the paint. I decided that I wanted those lines a little bit thicker, and then I didn't get all of the shape filled in, so I'm going to just kind of finger paint some areas that I could still see the background, just kind of around the tips and the edges. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'll go around it again with the Big Pit pen, and I'll finish adding all of the doodles on the insides of the leaves. So I just did some dash lines like all around the inside, and I think that added some fun doodling and texture to each of the leaves. The next thing that I will do is add some of my own journaling in my handwriting. And when I do journaling in my art journals, a lot of times I will intentionally write messy because it's not necessarily something that I want it to be read. I don't want it to be legible. I just want it to be there, and it will remind me, you know, of what I was thinking or going through. And on this particular page, sometimes what I like to do is take some favorite lyrics, song lyrics, and I'll print them out, and then I'll just copy them, and that will be my journaling for that page. So that's what I did on this page. So I just took some song lyrics of a song that I really like and printed them out, and then I can just copy them along my page. So one of the things that I learned in the Dina Wakley book is to kind of ground your journaling around your shapes or your images that you use. So that's why I decided, rather than journal in the white space, which is probably something that I normally would have done before going through this book, I added my journaling all around the shapes and the stems of the leaves, and I thought it was just such a cool idea and such a cool effect. So really love learning new things, and these books are awesome. She really goes step by step through her process and gives you plenty of examples and ideas to take into your own art journaling. So very cool stuff. So I'm just going to finish up journaling, and I kind of switched pens just because they're the same kind of pen. They're just like a Pilot ballpoint pen. So I don't know, I just switched back and forth because sometimes when it gets paint on it, you can see how I scribble off the side of the page to get some of that off so it'll start writing again. So then I just signed it and dated it, and now I'm going to add some more texture on top of all of that journaling. So I'm going to take some, it's called Punchinella, and I'm going to add that over the top, and I used quite a large one. It's kind of like the leftover piece from sequins that you find on like dresses and stuff, and I'm taking some of that dilutions paint and white linen, and you can see that because I went over that Stabilo pencil, it got really gray, and I wanted it to be white, but it became gray, so I just worked with it. In the future, though, I would pounce rather than kind of smoosh it on, because that seemed to help not activate that Stabilo as much. And then I wanted to add some smaller textures, so I brought that vibrant turquoise and just use a smaller Punchinella to bring some more texture. Now I'm using the black marble dilutions and adding some circles with an old tape roll that is empty, and I just love that double circle that it gives you. And the final thing that I'll do on this page is add some more white with the dilutions white linen ink spray, and I'll just take it out of the bottle. Instead of spraying it with the spray, I'll just splatter some using that like tip that goes inside and splatter some splats onto my page. So that's it, and I hope you enjoyed my simple shape drawing in my art journal today, and look for the Art Journal Courage book and Art Journal Freedom book by Dina Wakley. They are so cool for giving you ideas and techniques for mixed media and how to use your mediums and create beautiful journal pages like the one that I've done today. And that's it for me, so I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.